as a woman in business, I have always felt the need to be more prepared, to do more work, to feel like, I do sit in a lot of meetings with a lot of men. We just had our annual meeting where we report to all our investors, and there were 10 presenters and 1 woman. That was me. It still makes me nervous after all these years.
It's empowering, though, isn't it?
A little bit. I sort of sat there and I thought, oh gosh, I have to make this presentation, but wow, look what I'm doing, So, I work hard at trying to manage my image, and I think that's important in the financial community. Networking is something that I think is harder for women to do. It's an important part of my industry. I think it's, in some ways, I'm at a disadvantage because I don't go golf with the guys or drink with the guys or that kind of stuff. I don't think there's any real way around it. I don't think women network in the same ways, unfortunately. So I can't compete in that area. So what I can do is, I can try and be as smart as I can be. I can try and be as prepared as I can be. I can try and just show up for as much as I can. So that's how I've been able to, kind of deal with sort of what I think are sort of some of the disadvantages that I've had to deal with as being, in a man's world, which I still think, unfortunately, although I think it's changed somewhat, as you've said, in my world, it's not changed enough and quickly enough. But that's my random
Thanks.
advice.
Mary?
I would say this is an evolutionary thing. Your first job will not be your last job, very likely. And the advantage of Northeastern is you're going to have had co-ops, so you'll have 2 or 3 jobs under your belt before you actually get your first career job. That's huge. If you could see your competition, you'd be amazed. I'm actually hiring my first Northeastern co-op. She's going to start July 1, I guess, next week. And I'm hoping to do kind of a continuous thing every 6 months, have a job dedicated for a Northeastern person. I absolutely, I interview people all the I told you I don't, but I do. I interview people all the time, but they've kind of gone through, other people have approved that it's okay for me to talk to them. But anyway, by far, the Northeastern people that came for the co-op, absolutely, I'm not blowing smoke, I don't have to. We're the best prepared, the most professional, asked the best questions. They were impressive to the point where we had 4 finalists and we couldn't decide because we liked them all so much. That never happens. Okay? So my challenge to you is to determine what's your single best use in the world. Okay? How should you be spending your time that you are going to provide your talents to the world in your unique way? And I don't expect you to know that after your first job. But every single mistake you make, and we've all made them, okay, I don't regret having been a teacher. I learned a ton. I don't regret the boring world of accounting. I learned a ton. I think of it, I use it every single day. I don't regret all the screw-ups I did because that's the only way I'm going to learn. I don't give myself credit because I do something well. I learn when I do something wrong. I learn the hard way. That's the only way I get to learn, okay? So the point is that it's evolutionary for you, but constantly have your eye on the prize, which is what's the single best use of me in this world? And then my final thing would be, again, somebody told me this, is when you start your first career, okay? Somebody said, put your head down and work harder than everyone else, which is, by the way, not hard. Okay, seriously, the world is a bell curve, and it's constantly amazing, right? How hard it was to get a Northeastern, you find out that there's people at Northeastern that could get in and still don't work very hard, right? So there are very few people that work hard. So put your head down for 2 years and work harder than anyone else, and you will never have to work that hard again. On the anniversary of my 2nd year at Morgan Stanley, I had my first baby. I didn't know. If I'd known, I probably would have stayed home that day. But I worked the 2 years and kind of planned it. I had a plan. It kind of worked. After that, all hell broke loose. But anyway, the point is that you can actually see it, that I reap the benefits of having worked that hard in the beginning. And people used to laugh at me because I was working hard. They thought I was cute. Well, they're not laughing anymore. That's all I'm saying.
So I'll pick up where you left off. Working hard, twice as hard as Mary. So no, that's actually great advice because, again, I think about, again, the evolution of my career, and I did exactly that. As I remember working, 60, 80 hours a week when I first started out, and it was because I was proud of what I was doing. I wanted to do it right, and I'd do anything it took to get there. I was very bold when I was growing through my career. I actually asked my boss when he was going to leave.
Wow.
I did. He left. The funny part, I just hired him back. So I did. Yeah.
Hey, we're-
He works for me. So some of the tips, I guess I'd say that I've learned or reflected on, like what has worked. One of the probably most understated things that you can figure out from a skill is listen. And it's not just listen to us up here or whoever your boss is, et cetera, but you really have to hear what is being said. So there's a difference in sitting in a room and listening to someone lecture you or give you guidance on doing something, and you're like, yeah, all right, when's he going to be done or she going to be done? But if you really hear what they're saying, and sometimes it's not what they say, it's what they don't say. And if you can pick that skill up, you're going to learn more about the nonverbal. You'll learn more from the experience than you would what's actually being said. So that's a skill that I've learned, and I reflected back on. How did you end up where you were, or what did you figure out, or you're going to do an executive conversation or presentation. You have to be short, precise, and watch what people are doing in the room. What is their body language? Are they looking at their BlackBerries? They're not interested. Move on. So there's little things of that nature. The other thing is, some people are very passionate about what they do, and they talk forever. Brevity is a nice thing. And I know at Northeastern it's a lot about being prepared, as Mary said, being prepared for whatever the meeting is, the conversation is. It's not about you, it's about the person you're talking to. What do they want to hear, not what you want to say? And that goes a long way as well. And I think it's been said once or twice. You spend an awful lot of time in your career and with the people that you work with. Find out what you like to do and be passionate about it, because you spend so much time at work, away from your families, that you really need to enjoy what you're doing. And if you enjoy what you're doing, you don't mind working hard, you don't mind telling your boss to get out of the way, and you're willing to learn and take on new responsibilities.